So I was recently tagged by Mr. Cuypers to do a Monstrosities Tag Your It challenge. So this is a challenge I've seen throughout the years in Monstrosities where you pick a group of people, you tag them, any Godzilla or Kaiju related YouTuber, you give him 5 questions, and actually some of these aren't even Kaiju related. So number 1, let's start with the first one. What is the Kaiju film you've revisited? I definitely say Godzilla, Monster King Ghidorah, Giant Monsters All Out Attack. I know it's the generic loved one, but after seeing it, it's always been one of my favorites. I can't really decide if it really is my favorite, but after revisiting it, I'm just awestruck by just the quality. You know, the Heisei, Millennium, even Showa, they've made films every year at that point. And going from 2000 to GMK, the quality just skyrocketed, and especially in terms of story, the characters. These are some of the best Godzilla characters I've ever seen in the whole series. I think that's one of the hardest parts, you know, Toho has had with making Godzilla movies, is trying to get the people justified to be with the monsters all the time. And yeah, 2014 did The Soldier. That was kind of clever, but you know, it feels a little forced. And if I saw somebody pitch to me a story of these characters, almost like a storm chaser group, these TV people reporting on these monsters, making these stories to make big bucks off them, that's a genius idea, and I'm glad they came up with this, because even with that plot of these human characters, the characters themselves, we get to just see them in their normal lives, and I think that's something we rarely see in the Godzilla movies. Sure, this is like baseline characterizations, but I'm glad we got it. I'm tired of seeing these boardrooms with military characters and scientists trying to find out something they don't understand. I like seeing these people live their normal lives. Characters like Yuri and Admiral Taizo are just some of the best, you know, Godzilla human characters I've seen. I really like them. I think I like that father-daughter connection. I think out of all the father-daughter connections and, you know, other, I guess, the Millennium movie, I like this one a lot. And yet, while some visual effects may be lacking, especially when they're in the daytime, I think these are some of the best visual effects in all the Japan Godzilla movies. I think Shin Godzilla isn't that far from this. When Godzilla is fear and we get these people with paranoia and PTSD from Godzilla previously, I think that's honestly, those are my favorite kind of Godzilla movies. I think they need to make more of those. The Return of Godzilla. This movie, it's incredible. I think I struggle sometimes between Biollante and this movie. I think this Godzilla movie has my favorite Godzilla soundtrack, if not one of the best. I think the 80s synth, the orchestra, I think the orchestra just feels the strongest here. And it may be because Godzilla is solo. Seeing him in big skyscraper Tokyo and seeing these buildings tower over him, I think he really leaves an impression, especially with the music complementing it. Once again, Godzilla's a villain here. This is really just 1954 in the modern era. This modern, I guess, you know, it's 80s, but modern Tokyo era at the time. Although I think the characters in GMK are better, they're pretty decent here too. One thing I really do like is that I wish we get more movies where the buildings tower over Godzilla. I think there's something more personal about it when you get a smaller Godzilla. Yes, this one's big, but seeing it compared to these buildings, there's no question. I think an 80-foot tall Godzilla movie in the style of 20,000 Fathoms would be pretty good. I want to see a personal 80 to 100-foot Godzilla, a really small one. You could still do it, Toho. Best Toho film that isn't a kaiju film. Now, I can't necessarily answer this question. I could lie and say, oh, I could just look up a summary of the 7 Samurai and cheat my way out of this one. But what I will say is that after looking at Matt's stream, getting some recommendations of a few non-Kaiju Toho films, I will check some of these out. There's a 7 Samurai, I think there's a Throne of Blood, Hidden Fortress. I'll check some of these out. I think I might just go with 7 Samurai for now. I want to check that movie out. I don't have an answer for this one, but I guess whoever I pass this down to, I'd like to hear your thoughts too. Favorite non-Japanese giant monster? Oh yeah, the Haunted House from Paranorman. It's the Haunted House from Paranorman. No, it's the Haunted House from Paranorman. It's the Haunted House from Paranorman! Oh, struggling right now between Cloverfield and Otachi. I think Cloverfield is an incredible kaiju movie. It feels very separate. It feels very different from the typical monster movie. I think we need to get more found footage monster films, because that's how you do a found footage film. Yes, there's a lot of shakiness, but there's just this energy in the film that it makes me keep going back to it, and I don't know what it is. I really want that Cloverfield 14-inch figure that they only made like, what, 1,000 of them? I see them all the time at G-Fest for like $1,000. No way am I gonna pay that much for a figure. Max I'd go is $400. If anyone of you out there has a figure, let me know. I do like Cloverfield a lot, but Otachi, man, that dude, he keeps coming up with surprises. Look at him, he comes out with wings, he Baby Yoda's all over you, he's burnt to a crisp. He keeps surprising you. He keeps surprising you, like NDK Films coming up with a new release date for Jurassic World Stranded. Godzilla singular point. I am not your Ava watcher. I gotta get to that soon. I'm not your Death Note watcher. The only animes I've seen are Pokemon and the terrible Godzilla anime. I don't like it. This anime, however, looks good because it feels like the 90s. There's something about it. I think it might take me back to when I watched the Pokemon series. Just the colors of it, how vibrant it is. I think we needed this. I think the vibrancy of this actually takes me back to Showa. Considering there are Showa monsters, I do like the look of this, guys. The designs do look a little DeviantArt, however, but they're cool. Hey, at least if we get Gabra back, make him good. I like how this series doesn't look like it's gonna take itself so seriously, character-wise, proportionally. I am of the excite. Godzilla vs. Kong, are you of the excite? Yeah, I'm of the excite. I'm really of the excite. I think there'll be a lot of action. I think there'll be a lot of monsters. I can't wait to see Kyle Chandler again, the man, Kyle Chandler, as Chris stated very prominently. Kyle Chandler! Yeah! I'm excited for Singular Point. I'm not excited for this movie because of the impression 2019 left. I'm not really vocal about 2019 Godzilla, but this movie really disappointed me. I think it's the kind of thing too where when you watch it, you're impressed because, oh my god, I'm watching a Godzilla movie in IMAX. But when I got out of it, give it a week or two, this sort of like slight depression came in about the movie. I can honestly about like 80 or 90% of the Toho Godzilla movies are better than this. I could make a whole video about this, but I'm gonna let other people do it because I cannot talk about that movie. But
stop doing that.
Going back to Godzilla vs. Kong, just that impression 2019 left on me, it's just, I cut out all the excitement. I gotta tell my man Scorsese, you gotta quit these Killers of the Flower Moons, you gotta quit these Irishmen, keep building that acting portfolio, because that and King of the Monsters, woo!
What are you doing, dude?
Come on, Andrew. No, he finished my horses on an intruder.
Well, King of the Monsters is just medium shot, medium shot, medium shooter. You shoot her a medium shot. The problem I have with people and their arguments is they say, oh no, but this is a fun movie. And throw all your normal criticisms out of the door. This is a fun movie. This is a movie you gotta sit back, put popcorn in. This is not a real movie. This is a fun movie. No, movies can be both. They can be fun and actually good, with good characters and good story. Django. Wolf of Wall Street. And then we get these 2 seconds, like, it's like when I watch that, there's just like nothing that comes out of me. When I watch it, I'm like, wow, it's a CGI King Kong and a CGI Godzilla model. Very, very impressed. I'm not. If they want to pander to mainstream audiences like they did in 2019, I mean, clearly that worked out. I mean, sure, I'll sit down and watch it one time. We'll see where it goes. I'm not making my mind up yet, but I'll just tell you this, I'm not excited. But if you had to ask me who I want to win, I'd probably go with Kong. So my 5 victims, as Mr. Afton, are gonna be, what's this? It's a small channel I found. It's Jazzman, Kaimo Films, Carl, NDK Films, Alyssa Goji Geek, and Super Mario Zilla. Those are my 5 people. Don't care if it's 4. Chris did 5. I'm gonna do 5. So that's the challenge. Do it. You got 24 hours, or the IRS is coming after you. Thank you, Chris Cuypers. Go subscribe to Chris Cuypers. He's putting out content. He's kind of back. I don't know if he doesn't want me doing this or not, but I'm gonna do it. He does tier lists. He does unboxings. Hey, I got Phasmophobia too. But that's it. That's it. Thank you, Chris, for tagging me in this, and Monstrosities for making this whole thing happen. It's a good thing. That's it. That's it. That's it. I'm gonna miss this hair. We're getting it off. It's been there since March. Let's get a 360.